going to be a very short pre-game. We are getting into things, but yeah, if Zorti can give them a sort of good basis to start on, if he can go in guns blazing and arms swinging, I think ETHEREAL might have a chance to really sort of set a lot of momentum for themselves. Obviously, they're on the T side of Nuke, it's their map pick, and straight into the pistol round. It's Lackey who's going to have to just back away from that ramp position. Smartly played. Doesn't want to overextend to a fight there and go down a man early. Gives his teammates a little bit more time to rotate in. Well, he will eventually go down. No kills found for the Winstrike side. Yeah, see those odds at the top. Heavy favourites for Winstrike. As last alive, it is ETHEREAL who pick up the pistol round. Good start for them on Nuke.
A good start indeed. Straight aggression in that pistol. Try and make things happen, and they managed to make it work. Belchinok, again, as I pointed out, another sleeper player. I agree with you, Sorte, you definitely need to keep an eye on him, and Ilian from Winstrike. That being said, I would definitely keep a close eye on Belchinok and Nickelback. The two players that not a lot of people know, and they're sleeper players. Like, they have incredible games every once in a while.
Certainly should be an entertaining matchup nonetheless. And I mean, the Winstrike odds were, well, the odds were heavy in Winstrike's favour. I do agree with that. ETHEREAL, a team that probably not many know about compared to Winstrike. Obviously, this Winstrike roster is quite a lot different compared to like a year or so ago. But it is certainly a very strong roster nonetheless. And ETHEREAL are going to have their work cut out for them. But first up, obviously Nuke. As they've taken the pistol round. They've gotten themselves that opening round, but losing the opening frag in the follow-up, and Lackey might be able to find more here. Eagle in hand. Oh no, he's missing a couple of shots, and Belchonok will punish him. And Robin going to find another as well. And now these gunners for ETHEREAL. They start to do what's right for the T side. Securing the frags. And putting things back into the ETHEREAL advantage.
Christen, pretty good positioning here. He finds one, but quickly traded out, of course. It is one of those one opportunity positions. Ilian, he's a strong player, and again, one of the players that we should definitely keep an eye on here on the Winstrike side of it, but he's all on his lonesome. And with a scout in hand, he's probably just going to fall back, see if he can hold on to that. Deals a good amount of damage here on Belchina. Not going to be able to shut him down just yet, but there's no real incentive for ETHEREAL to hunt him down. They know he's on a scout. They know he can afford a scout in the next round if he wants to. So again, as I said, they could potentially push Robin towards this position, but there's no real reason to go for a chase with any of the other players. You don't want to risk those AKs getting plucked out. Robin fires the frag though, so that's like the best result they could have hoped for here, ETHEREAL.
Yeah, it looked a bit dicey initially. Obviously, the opening kill going the way of the Winstrike side, and Lackey had a chance as well to find one, but misses the headshot on a player turned away from him. So won't be able to secure a follow-up for the Winstrike side there. Instead, it is ETHEREAL who muster the kills, secure themselves a second. And there goes Elian. Belchonok, the early frag towards the back of that garage. This is a very low buy round for Winstrike, pretty much an eco. And the only thing they've invested really is a P250 and a Deagle. So ETHEREAL should have themselves a pretty easy time of things. They'll be hoping for 5 plays alive. I think anything less than 4 here, it is going to be getting under the skin of ETHEREAL maybe a little bit, and it will be certainly impacting their economy, but they're starting to just clean things up.
Nickelback and Bondic, not a whole lot for them to do here. As you pointed out, Bondic, he will get taken down eventually. Last player spotted as well. And there you have it. Belgium shuts down Nickelback. Good strong start here for Ethereal, not losing that many players. They managed to shut down their opponents without taking too much damage. They get that quick 3-0 on the board. Allows them to work on that economy early on, and we can see the economy is already looking good for at least 3 of their players.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, Robin as well. He's got pretty decent cash. Zorte, he's probably all right as well. You can get maybe a little something through for next round if they do lose, but certainly they'll be able to get a decent buy up among weapons. But yeah, they'll be hoping it doesn't come to that. We're hoping they can just clean this round up either way as they work their way towards outside. They've left Pashanoj in towards that lobby just to make sure that Winstrike don't go too aggressive. As if they lay down the smoke wall towards outside. It's actually the deeper smoke wall that allows them to push towards that garage position. Elian is aware of that fact and will be posted up from the hell position to watch in towards garage as they do work their way forwards. And you might be on for a kill or two, Elian, with this AWP as Winstrike looked to post a first on the board in the CT side, a run boost. Oh, it's failed, but Elian, he's not able to hit the shot either way. And I mean, one way or another, they get across, but spotted is the issue. Zorte will get the kill from that position. And now, Elian's really trying to look for this frag. He's not feeling comfortable where he is. He needs to give himself a bit of space and only 30 seconds to work with Ethereal. They've got the opening kill, but they need to find a bomb site here. It's no good just chilling around towards the yard. The CTs will be, you know what? You can stay outside with your man advantage. 20 seconds on the clock. Bondic, at this point of contact, we can't find the kills. Pashanoj, alongside Bondic, they'll find the kills. Nickel back up through the vent. He can't get the shots. Elian's the last player alive, and he will get one from the back lines. Oh, he hits that! He hits that shot, unfortunately for him. It won't be going in his montage because he's not able to win out the round. There was too many players to find. And he will get shut down. Ethereal. Let's find a 4th early on here on this T side.
Oh, what a shot, man. That was insane. But yeah, as I pointed out, I mentioned it in the pregame. Belchinok, one of those guys, like a sleeper guy who plays all the qualifiers. He has done for years and years now. Definitely one of them we need to keep our eyes open for. And he's already, I mean, it's early rounds, okay? It's 4-0, but he's sitting on 178 ADR. So he's high impact in these 4 rounds that has gone in the favor of Ethereal thus far, and I think we gotta see him continue that. Yes, a very, very strong player. Not a player that you typically see on big lineups or anything like that. But whenever he plays Counter-Strike, he plays Counter-Strike and only that. Can see
there though. Ethereal will find the opening kill. Say courtesy of Hensi, but Elian, he will answer back. Zorte is going to feel the full force of that deagle, leaves him without a head. Ethereal are hoping they can convert this this 5th and secure another eco. They have an MP9. They have a, as you call it, a min buy. A little bit of cash spent just to get sort of the economy to a position where they will have enough for that next buy, but a few little weapons to maybe make things interesting. This one, as the Deagle has done already. But a 4-on-4, these weapons probably are going to be the favourites as they do push in towards this A site from that main position. Prison and Nickelback, though, they find a kill apiece, and now only 2 players alive. Robin and Belshonok, they need to try and get themselves in towards this fight. They will do the prison up top, but it's the low buy from Winstrike. They'll win it out in the end. They're just all stacked towards that A site, and they walk into the crosshairs and the crossfire. Ethereal.
That's insane. They should have had no chance, but Ilian... There's a good reason why he's the highest rated player on this Winstrike lineup. He hit a remarkable flick in the first gun round with his AWP, and right in this round, hits an insane shot with the Desert Eagle up towards the yard position. all in all, Ilian, Nickelback, good positioning. Kristen helping out in that one as well. Ilian trying to find a different angle this time around with that AWP. Oh, he's so unlucky with those shots.
Yeah, just missing the mark as they sneak by. And into the night, they go down the stairs. Nickelback is in position to try and hold them back. Positioned over at the stairs near the vent. He's going to be playing that headshot angle. ETHEREAL will probably peek this in multiple ways, and you know that works too. The boost up Belshona, he will absolutely annihilate Nickelback. He had no readiness for that one at all, and he's quickly taken down. It's now up to the rest of these Winstrike players to try and hold things back, but with Ellie and Bernie and Robin finding another, it's up Prison and Bondic and a 2 versus 4. I don't see much of anything happening here for this Winstrike side. I don't think they're even going to really attempt this one. When they won out the previous round with by God's grace, and now I feel they should say, you know, yeah, you won out that last round, but this is our map pick, and we're going to continue to rack up these T-sided rounds. We don't care about one measly round that you picked up. So we'll just keep stacking them on top of each other like Tetris. Or Jenga, whichever you prefer.
So yeah, you had a pretty good point in the quick pre-show that we had. And I just want to touch base on that real quick again. So obviously with this ETHEREAL side, it's a lineup that, or it's a team rather, that's rather new. But excuse me, some of the players, they've played on Unique previously, and obviously due to that, some of the players have real good. I guess, like, they know each other really well is what I'm trying to say. Real good synergy, that's the word I was looking for. But it's a pretty new lineup. That being said, or a pretty new team, but that being said, we already know that they like to play Nuke. We already know that they're pretty strong on it. So it makes real good sense for them to pick it against a team like Winstrike, who only have 30% win rate in 16 times played.
Nice opening from Elian, but only good for the one. As his team does sit in a man disadvantage, he gets traded out, and well, that's a freebie. He's had that every single day of the week, and he will indulge himself on a bit of prison. Bondic's the last player alive. He looks like he's just going to try and save that AWP as ETHEREAL. They are looking really, really good on this T side. In fact, he walks past the AWP and the AK rather. It will reside on the M4 for the time being, maybe just making sure nobody's around, and we'll switch out to the AK. So I don't think he's going to go for this one. Maybe just sets himself up for a little bit of damage. He's just sort of chilling over towards those secret stairs. I mean, a 1 versus 3. ETHEREAL about to find 6. Not really much you can do. Yeah, Bondic probably like as you mentioned again in the very, very quick pre-game. It was Bondic's probably one of those players that people are going to know the most. Obviously, he had his time on Hellraisers, probably the one that people remember the most. But he's been around the block a few times.
Yeah, the thing about Bondic, a player like Bondic, sure, he's been in the game for quite some time. He's been on pretty big lineups in the past. He's never been a star player though.
No.
Never. And even when he's supposed to be calling, or when he's supposed to be, you know, supporting, or whatever he's doing, whatever his role has been in all the lineups, right? Even then, he's not really pulling the numbers that he's supposed to. So he has like a couple of good games every once in a while, but he's not one of those players you're gonna see at the top of the scoreboard. Even in this lineup, I don't expect to see him at the top of the scoreboard at all. I expect to see him towards the bottom the entire way through. Ilian should be at the very top. And then probably Nickelback and then Lackey, I would say. Something like that.
Yeah, I mean, right now, he does sit 1 to 5, so, you know, that he's at the bottom. But there's plenty of time in the game. Hopefully, we can find some more frags. I mean, you never, as we mentioned, sort of in regards to face crack on that in that previous matchup, it's never good to start out with a very, very sort of slow start from one of your players, and certainly you want everybody to sort of be finding rounds. Do see the odds. It is still heavy in Winstrike's favor. I think it's shifted a little more to Ethereal's way. They do sit 6 to 1. But this is still only the first map. There's plenty of time to go, and it is their map pick. So definitely expecting them to be picking up a decent consensus of rounds, as Bondic has gone down early this round. Moves it in a 5-on-4 for his teammate to try and recover. And it looks like they're going to try and hit towards this A site. Plays up towards Evan. Quickly dealt with as well to find one. Can't see another. And look at Nickelback on the flank. This could be everything. But it's only him and Elian who remain, and he's being forced back. Elian will burn. It's up to Nickelback. He's brought it into a 1v2. There's 25 seconds on the clock. The bomb he's got the fight in his control. And he gets a second, but they almost line up for him. He puts Robin down to the 12, but he can't quite control it all. I don't think he realized there was a second player there. I think he let go of the spray, and that was almost a second for Winstrike and almost a sick clutch for Nickelback.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. In this scenario, he doesn't expect two players to be there. So he hits the first, and then he stops spraying because he sees that first player dropping. Right behind that player, there's another. So that's a little bit... It could have worked out for him. A little bit unfortunate that he stopped spraying there, because he actually dealt a good amount of damage on that second player as well. Ethereal, though, 7-1. I expected Ethereal to be good on this map, but this is... I'm gonna say outrageous, but it's certainly working in their favor right now, that's for sure.
Yeah, let's hope it doesn't all drop off as they get into the second Nuke. A pretty CT-sided map in general. Seeing teams finding more and more success on the T side as the months go by. Bait certainly putting Ethereal in a very, very nice spot, and they've only dropped 1 round so far, so it could reach much, much higher for the T side here.
Just took a quick look at the stats of this map in the last 3 months in top 50. This map is 54% CT-sided, so still CT-sided, but not as much as it used to be.
Nice 1-for-1 outside. Nickelback was able to find and still try to get himself secluded into a tight spot, but with no support from teammates able to get to him, he's basically a sitting duck in that position. Has utility dropped on towards him, too many angles to cover, and eventually will expire. But Bochonok, he's left on 2 HP as well, so Ethereal, they're by no means in the driving seat for this round. It's a 4-on-4. They've taken a lot of damage. And as the smokes fade towards outside, Elian does have vision, but doesn't spot anyone. And actually, they use this time to cross once the smokes have already faded. However, Zorte, he's already in the B site. Or is it Passionage, actually? My bad. As he finds himself a kill on Prison. Lackey can only find one. Passionage will get himself a second. Leaves it all up towards Lackey. And the bomb, it is dropped in Lackey's control, but 2 players to find. And 35 seconds to try and keep them there. He's going to take a bit of damage, spot it out from one angle. Shonak will swing from the second, and Passionage, he does just tuck himself in. Ethereal, 9 on the board.
Yeah. I mean, we got the ace. I don't know, man. Dan. Dan. This is, I mentioned, we talked about Sorte, okay? We talked about Sorte, we said Sorte is definitely one of the players you need to keep an eye on here on the Ethereal side of it. I said Belchinok is a guy that, just like Nickelback, plays pretty much every single qualifier. So I've been doing
Yeah.
qualifiers for the last 6 years. I've been casting qualifiers for the last 6 years. And I always see these two players in every single qualifier. Every single one. Without exception. I didn't expect Belshinock to play this well this early on the T side of Nuke. I typically see him go ham on like Mirage, Dust 2, Inferno, Overpass, maps like that. Back in the days, he actually used to go ham on Cobblestone as well. I remember that, but
yeah,
I haven't seen him in a while go ham on Nuke like this. This is way better than I expected. On the opposite side, things are not really looking as we hoped for Winstrike.
No. I just use this time quickly while in a bit of a pause. I just thought, you know what? I know I said earlier on that like I've seen ETHEREAL playing pretty well on Nuke in like their ESEA Advanced campaign. I've just thought I'd double check and actually see how they've done. They've won every single Nuke game they've played out the 4 they've done. They've taken down some decent names as well. They beat 9 Betsmove, the Turkish side. That went to like I think triple overtime, but they won it out. They've beaten Isuba, the Czech side. That was pretty convincing. They've beaten No Limit Gaming and AGF Academy. They were both pretty convincing. The one against No Limit was a 16-1. So, yeah, they're pretty confident on Nuke. Obviously, it's a different sort of caliber of teams. Obviously, Isuba and 9 Bets move sort of at the upper end of sort of the advanced table. But if they're all
I would
certainly go on.
I'll just want to add to that real quick that No Limit Gaming, so a German team or a majority German at least, they typically play in exactly. They typically play in Meisterschaft, and they actually typically do pretty well on Nuke in Meisterschaft. So not a bad team to beat, even though they're not like super famous names or anything. They're really strong, really solid team on Nuke. So definitely strong victories on those. Furthermore, in their officials, so from the close qualifier to this exact event, to IEM New York 2020, ETHEREAL beat Invictus and SG Pro on this map, and then they had a very narrow loss to Force, 16-14.
Yeah. But so yeah, I mean, like ETHEREAL, they're knocking on the door of the MDL this season. And that would be great for them. That would be absolutely amazing for ETHEREAL to make it into MDL. Like, obviously, they're in a pretty good spot for the playoff for advanced, and then if they can secure, like, either getting into MDL relegation or just, I mean, I doubt they'll be able to win it all out entirely and win that direct invite spot into MDL, but certainly the prospects for securing a spot. Obviously, that's where things start to get a little more serious as a team. But for Winstrike, things getting serious in this round as Nickelback on the Deagle. They main secured one, but Pashinoj with the AK-47 alongside Kenzie. They will start to shut things down, and it leaves Bondic alone in a 1 versus 4. It was just pistols for Winstrike, and it is going to be a 10 for ETHEREAL.
So yeah, it looked a little bit dicey there earlier in this round.
Oh, dear. Oh, there.
At least he finds it eventually, right? So at least he makes up for the fact that he blundered that completely, I suppose. But yeah, it actually looked all right initially there for Winstrike, is what I was trying to say.
Yeah, I think Bondic maybe thought he'd been spotted out as a player turned to his left. I think that may have forced him to shoot a little more quick than he expected. But yeah, not a good look. Yeah,
it's a good look though. ETHEREAL 10-1. That's ridiculous. I haven't even looked at the chat this time. Typically I have the chat open, but I didn't have the chat open for the start of this one. And I see now, I have a quick look at it, I see that people are like, what is happening? This is not how this was supposed to go. And I agree, we both thought that Winstrike should be able to take a victory on this one. ETHEREAL, well, like in the series, they still have the opportunity to do so, of course. But ETHEREAL are not leaving anything up to the imagination here on Nuke. That's for certain.
Yeah, this is beyond what I was expecting from the ETHEREAL side. especially T side. It's just Mammoth, Elliot. I've been able to find one of those players towards outside. Did he actually tag up Robin there? Or was that on towards inside? That was towards inside. As Robin finds one, and I mean, Ethereal. You blink and it's just like they've just switched things into a 4-on-2 and then it's over.
It is legitimately like that. Like, if you don't pay attention to this game for just a few moments, something crazy has happened. They're real good at playing off each other. I think what we need to see here for Winstrike, so they don't have a whole lot of rounds to do it on. I think maybe they got the read on Ethereal a bit late, but what we need to see for Winstrike is more, not necessarily more, but definitely better utility usage. Because we haven't seen a whole lot of utility damage from them to start off with here.
Or just run into a lobby with a CZ.
I was about to say, this is an interesting one, because they get so much information as well.
Yeah. Looking towards the vents, and Molotov will actually hit him a quarter in back, as Ethereal is start to make amends for the start, but Lackey on the CZ isn't quite done yet. He'll secure himself a second, and that is going to be a 3-on-3. Nickelback has salvaged the AK-47. He has armor with it as well. And with Zorte down towards this B site of his teammate Robin, Belshonok is working his way through lobby to try and clear that angle out. I think that they're going to decide, based on the information that Belshonok is finding here, on which site to actually push into, because there's one player outside, that is Lackey. But with contact made towards the B side, they've put Nickelback very low on HP. I don't think they even realised, because it was a spam through the catwalk. Bondik's been able to salvage an AK-47 as well out of all this. So now that's the second weapon for the Winstrike side, and things might get a little bit dicey. But with the information that Beltronic has secured, they are going to head up towards that A site. The bomb needs to be careful; it doesn't get caught in transition. The bomb will be safe due to that smoke drop towards main, and Ethereal should be able to just mop things up from here.
We do have a couple of weapons. Nickelback, Bondik could potentially make something happen. Belchinock in a good position. The smoke makes it a bit difficult for him. Nickelback gets taken down by Sorted. Lackey, I love the double drive-by he did in this round. Quickly in towards Squeaky Door early in the round. Got a quick headshot. Backed out immediately, or more or less immediately. He had some help from his teammates to clear the lobby area. Then backed out immediately. Found a secondary kill in Underpass, right on the backside of the vents here. Or the lower bomb side, rather, on the backside of the vents. And then quickly backed out of that. And eventually, or it ends up with him actually holding on to that C-set and the helmet. Interesting round, all things considered. Lackey dealt a lot of damage in that round, especially considering the investment that he made. The problem is, again, it's just a bit too little, a bit too late. It's 12-1. This might be a complete and utter shutdown on Nuke. I don't remember last time at a decent-sized event that I've seen such a massive blowout.
I mean, as well, just a bit of an update from the A stream. The first map between Na'Vi and Cyber Legacy just ended, and Cyber Legacy took it 16-6.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is this real life? Am I sleeping?
It was Cyber Legacy's map pick, to be fair. It was Inferno, but still, you'd expect like Na'Vi to at least be putting up a fight.
I do not care. I do not care. Whether it's a map that Na'Vi don't play, they should still win. They're such a good team, they should win against Cyber Legacy on any map.
Yeah. And it's losses like that, if they're not able to close out the series against Cyber Legacy, it's losses like that that could really gonna make things difficult for them in this group stage. But for now, Winstrike, they've been able to secure themselves what looks to be a second round here. Just Belshonok and Kenzie main. Make that just Belshonok. He's over towards the secret stairs looking for frags. Can't quite find anything for the moment. And Winstrike, that's a clean round. Second on the board. It may be too little too late, though. round of the half, and I mean, guns out for both teams. ETHEREAL, they aren't really struggling for cash here. Passionage will go down early. That gives Winstrike a chance of a third, but 3 is just not going to be enough for the ETHEREAL side. Oh, sorry, for the Winstrike side, rather. 12 is definitely enough for ETHEREAL here, even if they are not able to close this one down. But a 4-on-5, he can still work the way into this one. I love this angle from Nickelback. Looks like ETHEREAL are going to check it. He's still able to find at least one. Traded instantly by Zorte. 3-on-4, they're going to keep on moving. Keep on trying to find space. Bolshonik towards Squeaky, just maintaining control of that position, making sure none of these Winstrike players go on too much of an adventure in this location. There's a couple players in towards that A site for the CT side.
Oh, sort it.
Nice.
Clinical precision. He's so quick on those headshots. Kristen taking even more damage now. Belchenuk, so does he. It is a 3-on-3 though. Ondik, that's an important kill on Belchenuk. But in the meantime, Salty, he's speed running it up towards the A bomb site, getting the bomb planted with just enough time. Yet another headshot. Salty, shutting it down. 1, 2, 3, making it look easy. Ilian and Bondik, they need to come up massive for this one.
Zolte left his teammate to die at the ramp, but it was all for a good cause because they were running low on time. He had the bomb. He needed to get that planted and couldn't risk it being dropped by that player radio. So now he set himself up, and Robin, he gets at least the first. That leaves Zolte with an easy 4th there. And it will be 13-2 ETHEREAL. They claw it back as they make it a 13-2 first half.
I was running road so many nations. Even when it's so sweet, I end up seeing red. Is it such a ghostly revelation? I may have fucked up all my chances. And we ain't sleeping on the floor again. We never sleeping on the floor again. For the ones who didn't make it out, for the ones that didn't see the life, for the ones that never cared, never gave a thought, found no happiness in that brand new car or the house you bought. I see you talking about the love you lost, and it was gone like way before you ever thought it was. Yeah, I took my time, no quick ones, quick run, quick gas to get back there. Hot roads, I didn't think I'd come back fierce, cause I was running roads so many nations. Even when it's so sweet, I end up seeing red. Is it such a ghostly revelation? again. But I can't act like it's easy, it's hard to preach. Cause I've been burning trees and watching fall. If we cannot be that, we go fall.
Welcome back, people. Let's run it back as Ethereal went absolute ham in the first half. Belchinock hitting gnarly shots, Salter doing the same. Everyone actually doing god work on the Ethereal side of it. Winstrike haven't been able to find their footing at all in the game. Ilian, he's tried his absolute greatest. Nickelback has done a decent job as well. I think Kristen was up there somewhere, if I'm not completely mistaken. But as you see at the very top right now, Winstrike still slight favorites for this one. It is the map choice of Ethereal, but Ethereal, they've definitely brought the odds heavily towards them. Not in their favor just yet, but definitely towards them at this point.
Yeah, and with the opening kill actually going Winstrike's way in this one. They're all going to try and bounce back. Kenzie, that's a lovely double to get as he will get finished off. He's at least brought it into a 3-on-3 for his side. But look at Passionage. He's up towards heaven and he's going to try and Goomba stomp. Lacking, he will get the kill. It leaves it all up towards Ellie, and this nade is going to seal the deal, surely. Goodbye. We have blast off.
Again, it's Winstrike finding the first frag. I can't even count how many rounds they've managed to do that. It's that many. And I can only count to 10, I think. That's the amount of fingers I have.
How many fingers you have?
Either way, Ilian finding a nice double kill in the round, but he's the only one to get anything done. And that is sort of the story for Winstrike right now. Him, Nickelback, and Kristen, they're getting a couple of frags here and there. But as I pointed out in the pre-game, Bondic, he's never a high-impact player on any of the teams I've seen him on, and this is no different. Lackey had one round with a double kill. Other than that, he hasn't really stepped up either. So I don't know. If this continues on map 2, I'm gonna be very worried for Winstrike. Yeah.
I mean, it's probably going to be a very quick map here. Pretty quick second half. If this AK-47 for Nickelback doesn't do much, because Winstrike, I mean, it's their only hope here. But, well, there goes all the hope. That is dreams crushed, hearts scattered, and 15th likely on the board here for Ethereal in a 5-on-2 with only Teagles for Elian and Bondic. Well, how to salvage the AK? Does get one of the kills long range as he resets his aim, but Elian's now last player alive, trying to find shots. Eagle, it's not working out for him, and he will get taken down. Only one player dropped there by Ethereal. Now they have themselves match point, 15-2.
I'm just trying to let it sink in, like 15-2. I've had a look at chat for the majority. Ever since I said I didn't look at the chat, I've been looking at chat, and people are just as much in disbelief as you and I. Again, we gotta remember, this is the first map in a best-of-3 series. It's chosen by Ethereal. There's a pretty good chance that Winstrike can bring it back on their own map choice. Overpass is a map that Ethereal don't really play all that often. But they need to step it up. Every single player needs to step out their game.
Yeah. Yeah, like, Ethereal, they just haven't played Overpass at all, like, ever, really. It's one they stray away on, so I'm surprised they actually are willing to play it here. But, I mean, 15-2. It's certainly going to inspire confidence within them. Especially as Belchonic finds another kill. These are just Lackey and Bondic, and there's just absolutely nothing they can do here. It's just all over. Bondic finds one with a CZ, but with 12 points of health, it will be Ethereal closing out the first map so convincingly, 16-2. Not many of us expected that, and we will just go to a short break.